Good morning. Today I'm headed down on the South Platte River to go fishing in the Upper Cheeseman Canyon. It looks like the flows are pretty low, around 120, 150 CFS, and I have not fished the river at this level before. It looks like it's a fairly brisk morning here. It's currently around 27 degrees, but in that area I think the highs will be around 50 today, so hopefully we'll get some bug activity and catch some big fish. I'll see you when we get to the trailhead.
We said to each other, living what she did.
I just pulled into the Upper Cheeseman parking lot here. And from here, I'm going to be hiking into the South Platte, right below Cheeseman Reservoir. And I think it's about a 5-mile round trip and like 1,200 vert hike. I actually was just here about 3 weeks ago, and the flows were much higher, like almost 4 times the water. And I had a number of big fish on, yet they were always getting out into the current, and a few that I just lost, so I never was able to land one. And it was a really great day of fishing, really exciting, but not being able to land one was brutal. So I'm back here to redeem myself, make up for that. There's a fish. Oh! Wait, there he is. There he is. Oh, baby. Oh! Oh, nice fish. What do you eat? No! The flows are very different, so I think the river is going to fish very different. But I'm excited to see the river a little lower, because last time the flows were a little higher than I'd want it, to be honest. But here I am at the parking lot. Looks like there's 6 other cars here, and the lower Cheeseman Canyon lot was pretty packed already, so definitely going to be some people out on the water, but I think being on the upper side should keep it a little bit more quiet overall. I'm going to get all my gear ready, and we're going to hit the trail and get down there. I'm about halfway down this trail now. Been trying to jog parts of it, but to be honest, jogging with a camera in one hand, a fly rod in the other, and a bouncing fly fishing vest full of split shots and other things jingling around isn't the most fun. But absolutely beautiful day, so happy to see the sun out. And I think the temperatures are going to be just perfect for today. We'll see how busy it is when we get down there, but looking forward to getting to the canyon. Kind of tentative plan is to find some sunnier spots earlier on and then wait till the sun hits a majority of the water. I'm gonna probably start just nymphing probably 3 flies, like San Juan worm, flashback pheasant tail, zebra midge, something along those lines, and keeping an eye out for some blue wing olives, some betas, and some midge activity. So that's the fishing plan. Still got some hiking to do now though, and I'm gonna keep on trucking it, get down to the water. There she is. Definitely way less water than last time I was here. I think it was around 450 CFS, so definitely excited to see how different the river is. This was my first time fishing the South Platte 3 weeks ago, and this canyon in here is so impressive. It's got these big choke stones. It feels like more wilderness setting, which is the kind of fishing I like to do. And the one other thing I'll say is, like, being in better shape as a fly fisherman is something that no one ever talks about. But in Colorado, where it's super crowded, if you're willing to walk or hike 5-6 miles to get into places, not only is the fishing better, but you can just get so much more serenity and privacy, because I'm not one to be shoulder to shoulder with other guys. So really love this area, excited to go see the water, and thank you so much for following along. It's fun to actually film a fishing trip for once. Just made it down here to the water. A little bit of a sweaty mess from running down, but definitely worth it to get here a little earlier. Feels warmer than I expected. Maybe it's just the running, but I'm gonna start fishing up here where we have a little bit of light on the water, heating it up a little more than the surrounding areas. There's a few people down below me I saw, and I haven't checked above, but overall I got a private spot here. So I'm gonna suit up and rig up and get on the water. I know it's probably really loud with the stream behind me, but just got rigged up. Got a San Juan worm, pheasant tail, and a little midge pattern. I saw actually 1 or 2 PMDs coming off, which is why I really put on that pheasant tail. And there's definitely some midges and maybe some blue wing olives. So definitely excited to get the flies in the water. So I'm gonna do that. Well, absolutely no luck so far, but I'm gonna re-rig everything here and get on a better looking leader and just kind of be patient and wait for everything to warm up and for the fish to start getting a little bit more active. I'm gonna try in this area right below the kind of locked off section below the dam for a little. And if I don't see any activity, I'm gonna start heading down where the water will be a little warmer, hopefully, had a little bit more sun, and then fish this a little bit later. But before I do that, I'm gonna rig up again. I'm gonna start from scratch, and we'll see how it goes. Been fishing my ass off here. Seeing these fish feeding. Most of them aren't feeding, but there's a few feeding. Looks like they're eating emergers, but I've switched flies like 4 times now and just not able to fool them. Not able to get a good drift in that kind of slow moving pocket behind the boulder. There's a lot of turbulence and just not able to do anything now. So I also am trying to figure out what they're eating because there's midges hatching, there's some smaller caddis, there's occasional PMDs, there's just a lot of bug activity, which is great to see. But unfortunately, it's making it harder to figure out what these fish are keying in on. I've been kind of more on the small side, so like more midge patterns, but it might be time to bump up the size of the flies a little and see if these guys are trying to get their last bigger meals of the year. But I'm gonna have a quick bite to eat and get back to it. I can't remember fishing this hard and not catching a fish, so definitely challenging thus far, but beautiful day out here and couldn't ask for a more beautiful place to be. I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's some absolute monster fish sitting in this little still pocket. Almost impossible to get a good drift. So far, no luck. It might change up my bugs, but definitely seeing them gets you excited, but it's just such a hard place to fish. Still no luck. I see fish out there. There's a ton of bug activity, and honestly, I'm kind of at a loss right now. I've tried on every emerger, bigger bugs, smaller bugs, anything within a nymphian realm I've tried. I have a 6X on. That's the finest tippet I have. Yeah, definitely a hard day fishing. Like I said, it's gorgeous, but this is probably one of the more difficult days I've had in a while in terms of how hard I'm actually fishing. It's like 1:30, so not too late. I'm gonna probably head down one more curve or two on the river, see what that looks like since I've never really gone past this point, and then slowly make my way back up and just kind of be paying attention and seeing if I can figure out what these fish are keying in on. Nice looking nymph run here. There's a fish. Lost him. Was I recording? No. Oh my God. You guys, I don't know. I think I've finally found where the fish are feeding. I just missed my fish of the year. A good 20-inch plus rainbow. Took my fly and jumped straight out of the water and threw the hook as he was doing it. But in this hole, I missed two other nice fish. Finally getting on some fish. It seems like I had to just come a little lower down in the canyon. Up top, I was spending so long trying to fool those fish that were just kind of lethargic, and that was definitely a mistake. So I'm down here now seeing some action, but that one fish just breaks my heart. Unfortunately, I didn't have the GoPro on at the time, but just jumped right in front of me. Saw the whole thing, probably like 5 feet from me. Definitely glad to start seeing some action, but a little heartbroken over that one too. But we're gonna go fish this run again. Finally getting some better nymphing runs. I think that's another reason why I'm doing a lot better now is up higher up at these flows. There just wasn't really enough flow to get a nice nymph drift. So this section of the river down here is a lot better. So let's go catch a fish. It's time. This river has eluded me too long. I think now this makes 8 or 9 fish that I've had on this river in the last month and lost. So now is the time. There's a fish. Oh my God, what is going on? Oh, I am so frustrated, you guys. What is that? I'm getting heartbroken here. Another really nice fish. Why? What am I doing wrong? Am I forgetting how to hook a fish? I guess it's the size 22. There's one again. Oh my God, you guys. Well, there is one problem. My fly is gone. That last one took my fly, but holy crap, guys. I'm on the fish now, but just, it's heartbreaking. Good to see him. I will not complain, but I guess that last one, that was just the 6X tippet. Got a little aggressive with the strike after missing so many. We'll keep on fishing. Just gotta land even one smaller fish and be the happiest man alive. There's a fish. There's finally a fish. Oh, do not get off, please. Come on, baby. There we go, baby. Finally, my first South Platte trout. Let's go! My first trout in the South Platte, beautiful fat rainbow. I feel like the curse has been lifted. This has been a rough day of fishing, and the last time I was here was equally rough with a lot of big fish on. That was definitely not one of the bigger fish I've had on today, but just to land one, I'm so happy. What an amazing day out here. Let's see if we can get one or two more before I have to head, but just finally good to see some action. It really goes to show that even when you see some fish that are acting lethargic, sometimes you just got to keep moving and find out where they're feeding. Just keep playing with all the variables you can, especially when nymphing, especially when you had all these bugs coming off. Eventually they were actually eating all emerger patterns, and it was beta emergers that finally is the thing that got them to bite. So I'm gonna do a few more casts here, but unfortunately I gotta head back. But I'm just so happy to have caught a fish here. It would have been a really tragic fishing video to come out here twice and not catch anything, or not land anything anyway. So did a few more casts, and it's cooling down. Fish are a little less active, plus I lost my best bug, so I think I'm gonna have to start heading now. I gotta be a good hour and a half away from the car, and it's 3:30 now, so I caught that one fish. That's a perfect way to end it. I might stop and fish a few more spots, but I'm gonna put away the camera, put away all the stuff. Thank you again for coming along with me. It was a long day out here, like I said. There was just so much bug activity. It took a long time to figure out what those fish were keying in on, but so happy to see some amazing action, especially that one 20-incher that jumped out in front of me. Got my waders off. I'm committing to going back to the car now, getting a beer. Fantastic day, like I said. So happy to get my first fish here in the South Platte. First of many. There's just so many hogs here. Keeps you going back, and especially when you're hooking up with them every single time you come and can't land them, it means you're a little addicted to coming here. So I will be back one of these days soon, but for now, it's time for me to head home.